There's nothing better than Thanksgiving episodes. In all shows, it doesn't matter. Cartoon, live action, it does not matter. And there's one show I know you love to criticize, but dang, man, does it have a good episode. Scrubs is a Thanksgiving
son
episode.
of a bitch.
Yeah,
you son
buddy.
of a bitch.
And
Thanksgiving episodes are a lost art, so I'll allow it.
yes, indeed. Season 1, episode 9, dude. It is fan-freaking-tastic. It's called My Day Off, okay? For what I remember personally, it was a JD appendicitis day, essentially. During JD's rare day off, he visits a bar while he and Turk have drinks. JD tries to hit on a girl named Jennifer. While he does, he passes out and is admitted to Sacred Heart Hospital that he works at. There, he receives an uncomfortable physical from Elliot. During rounds, Elliot says the symptoms lead her to believe that it is appendicitis. When JD learns that Turk will be operating on him, he gets extremely nervous because he knows that his dumbass best friend will eventually be doing a appendectomy on him.
Yeah.
Turk, who is a surgeon on call, performs the procedure on JD later, and JD apologizes to him for not trusting him. With 20 minutes left on Thanksgiving Day, JD thanks Turk, and Turk, Elliot, Carla, and Dr. Cox meet at the bar for drinks. JD obviously cannot. Meanwhile, after following JD's physical she gave him that was apparently rough as shit, the entire episode, Elliot is essentially just trying to figure out, am I a cold person? When she is not good with people. She doesn't talk good with people. She doesn't do rounds. She's like that nurse that'll miss the vein.
Is this the blonde girl?
Yes.
Okay.
And so the entire episode is just her constantly that glass breaking that she is not good with her patients until the very end of the episode. She meets a patient who is back with extreme fever, and she doesn't really know what to do, and she puts her hand on his head, and he was like, oh my goodness, this is the most relief I've felt in 2 days. And it's because her hands are so cold and it helps. So it's back in 2000, so obviously they made the corny
oh my god,
sizzle sound. Carla introduces Dr. Cox to a new patient and immediately calls him dad and starts to smother him with a pillow. Turns out it's Dr. Cox's old mentor from back in the day. Little cheeky get fucked. It's his former patient, or his former chief is now the patient, and he is an absolute dick to everyone in the hospital but Dr. Cox, and it kind of sees the glimpse of your hero actually isn't a hero. You know what I mean? He's not actually a good person, which then kind of reflected on him as a person. Am I a good person? Based off his entirety of it. There's so with JD being the patient at Sacred Heart, obviously all of his friends are checking in on him and it's a whole different weird process, and he kind of sees the other side and gives a different perspective on how to be a doctor when it comes to patients and things of that nature. However, it wouldn't be comedy without the janitor showing up. With JD's being a patient, the janitor makes sure his stay is very unpleasant by reminding him that people die in hospitals and taking the television out of his room. Just every time you see the janitor, he's hey man, someone died in the room.
Is that
next
Mike
to you.
Heck? Is that the janitor?
Yes,
okay.
Indeed. It's so good of a show, man. They do it perfect. They have at the end of the episode, obviously, he apologizes to Turk. He's yeah, you're the same person that's that would jump off a roof for $20, or this that you're my dumbass best friend that just operated on me, and I'm sorry for not trusting you that you're qualified. And it took a rare moment, for half a second, Turk looked at him and was why? Because I'm black? And Turk looked at him, or JD looked at him, and Turk looked at him, and they laughed because they knew immediately that was nowhere clear. It's no, it's because you're the same person, this, that, and the other. They played constant, flashbacks. One time they went to see Michael Jordan play, and the reason Turk is bald is because he tore all his hair out because they drove all the way from California to Chicago to see Michael Jordan play in the 96 finals, okay? And they forgot the tickets.
And that's why he pulled his hair out.
Yeah, he's you're supposed to bring the sandwiches, or the tickets, right? And he goes, no, I got the sandwiches. And then they both pull up a bag of sandwiches, and then Turk just starts pulling his hair out.
Oh, my God.
Ah! Yeah.
Absurd.
Yeah, dude. My Day Off is such a good episode of Scrubs, man. And for it being Thanksgiving and him missing out on Thanksgiving dinner because of his appendicitis is so fucking hysterical. That's fitting. Ladies and gentlemen, I have hoped you've enjoyed this Reefer recap because I know I have, and I'm sure Ray hasn't. But this is the beginning of Saturday morning recaps.
If the top 50 sitcoms ever didn't exist, Scrubs would probably be a top 100 sitcom of all time. So yeah, of course I enjoyed it. I always listening to you talk about Scrubs, but
ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys next time.